behind a 40-0 team, or more pressure on a team that's 40-0 and trying to complete an undefeated season, or is it equal because you're both in the same championship game?
I think there's more pressure on the team that's 40. They've set the bar so high and they put themselves in a position that it's there's always going to be pressure, but that pressure's been there for a while. There might have been somebody along the way that said, hey, if we just dropped one, the first week of February, it might have taken the pressure off, but since they haven't, you don't have to go much further than their last couple battles with North Dakota. Last night's game, again, they answered the bell with BC getting the lead, BC tying the game late, and sometimes it's bang, bang, things happen, and you wonder why. But they've been under the gun, and they've answered the bell, so I don't think there's any question that there's a little more pressure on them. We might be playing with house money because there hasn't been an Eastern winner yet. We haven't won a championship yet, but we're here with all guns blazing and hoping we can pull that off. In a tough environment.
Being from New England, did the correlation hit you of Patriots going into the Super Bowl undefeated and losing to a Giants team?
It's out there, and I grew up in Springfield, Massachusetts, which is the western part of the state, so I grew up a Giants fan, but that was when we only had 3 channels, on television, and they were all black and white. But I've sort of become a Patriots fan, and watching those games and following it closely, somebody to make the ridiculous catch that I think it was David Tyree made, sticking to his helmet, and you thought there might have been glue or something on it. But, some of those challenges have already faced the Gophers, and like I said, they've answered it against North Dakota last night. So tip my cap to their staff and their players in particular who have been able to continue to ride this fabulous streak.
Go ahead, Joe.
Brian, the brunch today was obviously a nice ceremony and all. Do you worry at all about the psychological effect where it's, there's 3 finalists and you guys knew that, but it just kind of is driven home in the middle of this Frozen Four, and then Kessel going up to the podium?
No, I think the only thing you worry about is when your team's not in the right frame of mind. And Isabel mentioned the UConn game. I might go back a game or two before that against New Hampshire when we won 6-0 and we played well on one end of the ice and got 6 goals at the other end, and that sort of got us out of the beanpot funk when our team was really. For about 4 games they're down because they didn't win the Beanpot. Our seniors haven't ever won it, and they've won, many other championships, been in the Frozen Four a couple times. So that was really tough to watch the Kohanchuks and the Poulins and Menards mishandle the puck, misfire the puck. They're pretty special players, and even they were not allergic to it. So to see them in the right frame of mind, that's all you can ask for this game here.
Go ahead, Arlen.
If one just put on blinders and just looked at performance in the NCAA tournament, might your team not be viewed as the favorite going into tomorrow? I mean, they've had to go to OT twice. You've had 2, fairly comfortable wins.
Yeah, it's circumstantial. I think timing's right, and I don't want to pat the WCHA in the back, but we all know North Dakota and Wisconsin and Duluth are fantastic teams and teams they have to go through. Ohio State this year had a great year, and they have to go through that gauntlet all the time. I think we've got real high standards now that have been built in Hockey East, but I still would give them the favorites role.
Go ahead.
I know throughout the season you've always mentioned taking things one game at a time. How do you prepare for a game like this when you haven't seen Minnesota?
In this day and age, you see enough film and you have enough sense for who the players are, from watching them as they came up the ranks and watching them in games. And the game of hockey is a read and react game. There's no huddles we go into. There's not 15 timeouts like basketball where you can set up a play, and nobody really controls the puck as much as you can a basketball or a football. And so it's a read and react game. And I think my way of preparing my team is to just make sure nobody's uptight. Tell a couple of jokes and make sure that they're having fun. And if they get lazy mentally, then you talk to them. But physically, they've got to be loose and ready to play the game.
Go ahead, Kat.
As a former goaltender yourself, what has it been like for you to coach Kieran through these past 3 years and see her grow into the confident goaltender that we saw last night?
She's one of the most competitive kids and probably as hard a working kid as any by our team. So my job is made easier by that. This year, I think there was a part of the year when she was just trying too hard, and in doing so, maybe fading back a little in the cage. And I give her some credit because she did a little self-evaluation and really has totally snapped herself out of it the last probably 2 to 3 weeks and played fantastic in the most important part of the season. It got her statistics up to sort of the numbers she's been accustomed to for 3 years, because she was our goalie pretty much in her freshman year as well. And so I give her a lot of credit for her work ethic and how intense she is, and certainly commend her for this super run here in the playoffs, because we have been outshot, the prior 3 games coming in here, and last night, close to 30 shots or whatever it was from Mercyhurst, that she answered the bell in all but one.